I wish you all could be with us right now in the very cozy confines of Medical Aesthetics here in Easton, Massachusetts. It is very warm and toasty in this room, and I am joined by the co-owners of Medical Aesthetics, Lindsay Gillooly and Allison Daly. Hello to both of you. How are you?
Hello, we're so happy you're here with us too.
So that's Lindsay and Allison.
Hello, we're so happy, and we wish you were all here.
And someone, you just had an IV, is that correct?
I did, and so I've got the fire going to warm me up because it made me a little chilly. Little IV therapy with some glutathione, little clear my free radicals, my little antioxidant.
You went right there.
Right there. Right.
Practitioner
Straight
speak.
in.
I love it. Well, what I love more is the fact that we are welcoming new businesses to town. And this is now your fourth location, which you're opening up in Westwood. You are already in Easton and Hingham and Milton. So you will be between, as I like to call it lovingly, between post and toast, between the post office and the toast office, right there on Route 109, right across from Gay Street. Many of you pass it every single day, and you may have even seen the logos. It's coming. So the big question is, when's it coming? When will Medical Aesthetics be opening in Westwood?
So we are aiming for November 2024. We are so excited. Putting all the final touches on our design, meeting all of our incredible neighbors, putting together an incredible grand opening that we can't wait to meet all of Westwood at.
Yeah, we just had a great conversation about those who will be next to you, right? You're going to have Melissa at Decor and More, who's so excited to have a neighbor, right? Mm-hmm. It's been some time since there were some vacant spaces there, and she's like, please, I need people to join me. But we've also talked about Doug Pollard from Pollard's Test Kitchen, and he's done a great job taking over for Liz Adams, who was at High Street Market for many, many years. But you're going to get the post office traffic. I think Be Known is moving his location over to right next to where you are. Obviously, Walgreens is going to be an issue here moving ahead. We're curious to see what's going to happen in that space, and that's been something people have been talking about. But just that space specifically, what did you like about being on Route 109 in Westwood and how it might attract some traffic?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Like our choices with the other towns, the locations that we have, we love the surrounding neighborhood. We love how it's quaint, somewhat quiet, some really nice businesses in the area that we've either loved for a while or new ones that we are learning to love now, surrounded by great people, and we're so excited to be part of that community.
So let's learn a little bit about your history. And you don't just sprout up 4 locations. So at what point, where did you start? What was the first location? Are we in the first location or no?
We started in Easton.
Okay, so we are in the first location. And when was that?
That was in 2018. However, we opened with a smaller location about 2 minutes from here, and then when we grew to a certain amount of clients and also adding so many more services to our business, we needed to expand our space. So after we started the Hingham location and then Milton, we needed to expand our space here in Easton, so we moved to this spot where you're sitting now.
Is it beyond what you may have expected when you did start? Because that's not that long ago. When you think about it, 2018, it's only 6 years ago. And to be in 4 different locations and to have achieved the success that you have, I mean, do you pinch yourself sometimes?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah, we do daily. It's been incredible. The growth that we have accomplished together is also because of the incredible team around us. So we are so fortunate to be able to grow with trustworthy clinicians, practitioners, CEO, and everyone behind us rooting for us, and especially in the local communities that we've chose to expand and grow in. Feeling that sense of welcome has been incredible.
It's a booming industry. I mean, anybody who just pays attention has to know that, because there's an interest in looking good, remaining young, vibrant at heart. How has it evolved in the 6 years? Because it seems that, in my estimation, you've probably had to add some things to what you offer based on what you've learned from customers. So a bunch of interesting questions woven in there. How has it changed? And then how do you enjoy the evolutionary process of running a business like this?
It is forever changing. And I think to grow in this industry, you have to embrace that, because as we grow, we are listening to new medications that come out, new therapies towards youthful appearances. Now with the GLP-1s becoming more common space, semaglutide, tirzepatide, we have expanded to create an entire weight loss management program, complete with a full-time nutritionist. So as things are evolving in medicine, Lindsay and I are family nurse practitioners first, and we've been doing this for a decade plus, and we've been nurse practitioners for far longer. So being able to stay current in what's being offered is our job to our clients, to really maintain current and practice safely and effective medicine that targets not only the exterior of the person, but really deep down. So that's really how we're keeping our head above water here.
Yes. Yeah. And we're trying to hold on to our mission really with this industry as it is evolving and changing. We're trying to keep to what we really believe in, which is general health and wellness of the patient as a whole. So we are not big fans of, just focusing on just the lips or somebody changing from a small lip to a big lip. We try to look at a patient from head to toe and health-wise, wellness-wise, and also what we're doing with them. Are they going to be with us in 10 years, 20 years? Are they going to send us their mothers and their fathers? And will we do on ourselves what we do to our patients? 100%. We want our patients to be looking better, feeling better every year after they start seeing us and they come back and really enjoy every aspect of what we offer.
Put you on the spot a little bit in terms of what you think has been your greatest achievement. What has made you successful? The feedback that you get from your clients. When you get that specific feedback, you're like, yep, that was the goal. That's why we're good at what we do.
So as a mentor and teacher in the industry, as well as Allison, we've both taught many nurses how to do injections and how to offer these services. I think the hardest thing about being good at this is that a lot of times the result happens 2 or 3 weeks after the treatment. What Allison and I are good at is our follow-up and follow-through. We don't just inject, wipe our hands clean of that and hope they come back. No. We know they'll come back because they're going to get a great result, and we want to see that result.
You seem very scientifically inclined. You've given a couple of those answers already. So how much of what you do is education? Just getting people comfortable with a field that they probably don't know too much about.
That is our number one, because people come to us nervous, afraid. They're making an investment on themselves, which isn't always easy for them. And they want to stay looking like themselves. We practice in New England. Okay, 99% of the people that walk in the door say, I just don't want to look so different. I want to be recognized. I don't want to look crazy. And our promise and education has to be about how we will maintain that for them, how their goals are our goals, and how do we do this in a stepwise approach that is going to help them feel comfortable and beautiful.
Good answer. I like it. You're at the point where you have to build a new client base, and some of that client base may be people who are thrilled that you're closer to them because they already know you and trust you because they've traveled to your locations. So you got to bring those people and they'll be thrilled that you're closer. But there's also new people that you need to recruit. So when you're thinking about that, how do you potentially reach out to new clientele who are either maybe going somewhere else or don't know much about what you do?
So I think we've taken some huge steps recently. A company to grow needs to take risks, and we know that we need to grow in a healthy, smart fashion and start, yes, reaching out to new people for new clientele. We've recently hired Emily Brems, who's a fabulous CEO. So much has changed already since we've hired her, and we've gone a lot with her expertise in helping guide us as to the best ways to reach out and also to help us to maintain our reputation and to show everybody, what is our mission and to stay consistent with that as we grow.
You talked about being a mentor and bringing people up in the business. That, I would guess, has been critical to your success, because I would just suppose that many of those you trained are probably part of your many different staffs now. You got to staff 4 different locations. That's a lot of people who are working under your umbrella and working kind of representing your brand. So there's a bit of a challenge or some pressure associated with that. Did you always think that you were going to be mentoring people who would ultimately help your own specific business grow?
I think Lindsay may not be super honest in the fact that, yes, this must have been an underlying goal, because she is so good at it. She is so good at mentoring, and I can say that because she mentored me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I approached Lindsay and said, oh my God, I love everything you're doing. I want to learn. And she taught me. And when she brought me under her wing, I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. So I hope she knew that, because here I am, however many years later. And I now have this honor of working side by side with her when we see each other, and growing our staff together. So her mentoring, me now mentoring. And yes, the goal is that we are growing these homegrown nurses and estheticians that want to stay with us because they love our mission and they're very talented.
So is it fair of me to ask, do you have a vision? I know you didn't even open the place yet, but do you have a vision of where you might want to be, 3, 4, 5 years from now? You've been doing it for 6. You got 4 locations. Is this going to be a 10 location type of place? Is that too aggressive for me to ask?
No, nothing's too aggressive. No, we can handle it, right, Allison?
We can handle it.
Okay, so I would say back when, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, when I was still working in the hospitals and doing this aesthetic stuff on the side at other medical spas part-time, I never would have thought I'd own my own business. It didn't even cross my mind. But one day at a time, things started to grow as far as, people asking me to treat them. And I had a list of patients very quickly, turned my 3rd-car garage one day into a medical spa that actually looks exactly like all of our locations currently. And every day, just by word of mouth, one patient to the next, and outgrew the garage that then became Easton Medical Aesthetics, on a location on 244 Washington Street. And with the amazing people that came on, like Allison Daly, if you have great people, success is almost inevitable if you stay true to yourself. And so I think at this point, we're just focusing day to day. If you look at the big picture, it can be overwhelming. And a lot of people ask me that, how do you manage all this? And honestly, I don't think about it all at once, all in 1 minute. Every day, slow and steady communication with the right people. And I don't know what we're up to next, but
Neither
I'm
do I.
excited
That's
for
what makes it fun.
Yeah.
You own a business and you kind of run with it. I'll leave you with the last word. Allison, your thoughts on a message to the general public of Westwood as you get set to put down some roots in this new community.
Yes, we are so excited to become part of the Westwood community, to be present when there is a race, when there is a fun donation to a cause that's near and dear to the Westwood school system or to the heart of the community. We want to be there. We want to be the champions that help give that hydrofacial to a really deserving person, someone who's never stepped in the doors of a medical spa and is really going to be so impressed with how they feel. We want to be the educators on skincare in your community. We want to be the people you bring your mother and your daughter to. We want to be trusted clinicians that you can rely on.
That's great. Well, I wish you all the best, and I know that this is such a hairy time as you're trying to get everything launched, so we have inspections and we have final walkthroughs and all the rest of that ahead, but I know people have seen the ad and are already talking about your ad that we have in Westwood Living. Another issue is going to come out shortly, October, and then hopefully by the time the November issue hits, you'll be off and running. So good luck. congratulations. I'll obviously be stopping by. I cruise by that neighborhood all the time. On my way to get a sandwich from Doug at Pollard's Test Kitchen. But that is Allison Daly and Lindsay Gillooly from Medical Aesthetics, Massachusetts. The name had to change as you grew. I noted it. It went from Easton
correct
to Medical Aesthetics MA. Is it Medical Aesthetics MA or is it Medical Aesthetics Massachusetts?
We say MA.
We say MA, Medical Aesthetics MA. Beautiful. Well, that's the very latest. And, of course, folks, if there's someone else you want me to have a conversation with, just reach out. Send me an email, tleiden@bestversionmedia.com. I'll find that person or those people, have a conversation with them, record it here, and then share it with you on the Westwood Living Podcast Network. But for now, with Lindsay and Allison, this is Tom Leiden saying so long and thanks so much for listening.